Okay, designers, creatives, and nostalgic humans, I need you to stop what you're doing right now because we're taking a deep dive into the world of design trends, specifically 2016. Yep, 2016, the year where gradients ruled absolutely everything. Flat design was having a major identity crisis, and everyone suddenly loved geometric chaos. And here's the kicker. A lot of these trends, if you're a designer today, are coming back, and not in a cute throwback way. I'm talking full-on flux capacitor, we're going back to 2016. That kind of vibe. So buckle up. For this one, grab your coffee and your stress ball, your Wacom tablet, and whatever else. Let's talk about why 2016 design trends were iconic, a little cringy, but also wildly influential, and how they really compare to today's landscape. All right, let's set the stage. 2016, it was a really weird time. I remember the love-hate relationship that we all had with flat design. Apple, Google, every single brand was doubling down on the flat and clean aesthetic. Very minimal interfaces. And yeah, here's the ironic thing, everyone wanted to express personality. So, suddenly, we had flat, but with gradients. Shadows, very minimal. Typography, very much bold sans serif, because serifs were for people's parents, allegedly. And don't even get me started on geometric shapes. Everything was triangles and overlapping polygons, very random, weird circular motifs. You open a website and boom, floating hexagon, just like they're existing, not really doing anything functional. And somehow it worked, or we all pretended that it did. Like I already kind of mentioned, gradients were a whole other beast. Linear gradients, radial gradients, you name it. Duotones. You couldn't scroll Dribble without seeing at least like 17 of those. And all of them, they were like a different variation of the same gradient. People were obsessed with vibrancy, depth, and modern feels, which is actually hilarious because if you tried to use that gradient today, half the internet would call you a 2016 boomer designer. There were icons and illustrations and they were all just flat. Flat, check. Geometric, check. Overly cute anthropomorphic nonsense, check. Because in 2016, apparently everything had to have personality. Your cloud icon back then, it could have a face and glasses. And nobody even batted an eye. We all just like accepted this as our reality now. Okay, but do we remember 2016 design like it was a high school phase? There was something so raw about it. Everything was experimenting. Designers were like, we finally have the tools to make digital everything. Let's throw some color at it. Photoshop, Illustrator, Sketch. They were all more accessible. And suddenly, absolutely everyone had an opinion about what made something modern. But here's a hot take that isn't probably such a hot take. The trends were chaotic. There was like zero uniformity. You could see the same style applied to a company website or a personal portfolio and a music app. And somehow it worked. Back then, it was more like design was about attitude rather than usability. And now, I don't know what happened, but we're absolutely obsessed with perfection. It's kind of dying a little bit now that AI took over, but it's still kind of there. We have gone from let's see what sticks to let's not offend anyone ever. And honestly, when you think about it that way, it's a little sad. You know what else 2016 taught us? Asymmetry, floating objects, organic looking layouts in an otherwise rigid digital space. Designers were trying to humanize the grid. And honestly, that part I kind of love. It felt just like so alive. You'd see a card and it was like slightly off center. A button that was kind of like hovering in a strange way. Maybe even a logo that was just like slightly askew. And here's the kicker. We're starting to see echoes of that trend again, but it's been polished, like almost too polished. And then there's the emotional aspect. Brands were trying to feel nurturing or human, because the internet at the time, otherwise it felt kind of cold. So let's fast forward to today. What changed? Gradients? Yes, but now they're very subtle. Kind of more on the pastel side. Trendy duotones that scream Instagram influencer. No more loud purple and orange explosions. Geometry? still there, but now it's minimal and precise and very much like purpose-driven. You wouldn't find random triangles floating for fun. They have to contribute to the composition. And typography, it's all about accessibility and personality, but within constraints. Bold sans serifs, they still exist and they're still relevant, but we've got variable fonts, responsive typography, typography systems, systems that adjust to every screen size. And the biggest difference of all is intentionality. Everything today is curated, deliberate, and usually optimized for engagement. In 2016, it was all about play, experimentation. Mistakes were absolutely okay, even sometimes kind of celebrated. And honestly, I think that's why I love revisiting the 2016 trends. They remind us that design isn't just about trends and KPI. It's about a space that feels alive, imperfect, weird, and yes, even messy sometimes. And seeing some of these trends creep up in design today, it feels like the world is kind of saying that we need a little bit more chaos. So to sum up this rant, 2016 was very messy, wild, and free when it came to design. Today's design is precise, pretty, perfectly polished, but sometimes I miss the raw and playful energy of 2016. Honestly, as a designer, I think we're kind of getting that back a little bit, but kind of with a more modern twist. So maybe now we could have the best of both worlds. Intentional chaos, perfectly imperfect. Aesthetics, a bit of gradient nostalgia. So if you made it this far in the video, congratulations. You survived a designer rant about a year that was, whether it's for better or worse, kind of shaped the internet in a way forever. Comment down below if you're team 2016 or more of a fan of like today's perfection. And don't forget, even in 2026, design can still be loud, weird, and unapologetically you. So guys, that's all I have for you today. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.